Hey everybody, it's Joy Packard. We're about to head out and run some errands for the day, but I have many of you still private messaging me, which I'm so appreciative of, and texting and wondering how things are going, and so I thought I would give you an update. We are still in San Antonio. We're evacuated, and we are safe still, and out here with my family, and we're still waiting to hear from our what do you call it, our HOA down home, or the group that's in charge of our neighborhood. Still under mandatory evacuation for many, and so we are still here in San Antonio, and we're graciously here at my sister's home. She has opened up her home for us, and we are safe, and we are so very, very blessed and so very, very grateful. San Antonio has given us a list of things to do for evacuees that they opened up today or yesterday, and a lot of the activities are actually free. And so what a blessing. I have a lot of grandkids here, I have my kids here. There's the zoo, there's movies, there's museums, and it's just to take people's minds off things. And if you show your license, then to show you're an evacuee, they let you in for free. So my grandkids and my daughters are taking the kids to the zoo today. I'm still kind of helping with rescue. My son Brandon Packard and my husband has been on rescue teams, which has been such a blessing. I feel like, if we're over here taking care of stuff and they can help take care of stuff, what a blessing. But they've been able to rescue yesterday 14 or 15 people. And they were involved with the Cajun Navy. They had access to boats, and now they are not able to get in to some of the areas because of so much flooding. So what they've been doing is doing a lot of coordinating, where basically, if we see posts on Facebook, which I've been helping them, if people need rescue or need help or need boats or whatever, then they're able to coordinate to get to them. And that's been such a blessing. We have met many family who are in Vidor, Texas, who are in so much need, and now the rain has moved east, and there's still a lot of flooding and a lot of people that are having some issues in my very own town, my very own hometown where I grew up, Nederland, Texas. And so Port Arthur, Nederland, southeast Texas, basically where I grew up. Lots of help needed there. One thing that I wanted to mention, a lot of people are asking, how they can help, and those who are watching on my live posts, feel free to ever post any live links. Well, I mean links, not live, but share links on here so that people can know how they can help, basically, because there's a lot of people who are not in Houston, not in Texas, and they're wanting to help in a lot of ways. Tiffany, hey, I hear there is mandatory evacuation. Wow. So there's a lot of things going on there. My hometown of Nederland, Port Neches, a lot of family in that area. Just really breaking my heart to see you guys. Yes, hey Missy, God is good in so many ways. And a lot of people are having to evacuate, and a lot of people are having to be rescued because a lot of the dams in the area are having to be released to basically control the water. And so many people are having to evacuate. You can also read the comments. The comments sometimes come in so quick I don't see it. Okay, and so basically some people are losing their signal, and so they're not able to call out, but every now and then they're able to post on Facebook. So how you can help is, if you see people in these areas that need help, give them to the rescue teams. My son Brandon, his number is on my wall. He is en route back to San Antonio right now because his family's here. He has to take care of that, but he is answering phones the best that he can. I know sometimes the phone is busy. Of course, there's so many people that need help, so many people that need rescue. And let me see. What is he saying? Does anybody know if there's a site for shelters? Thank you guys for answering on here. That's why one of the reasons that I'm doing what I do is not just to update for our family, but there are many that need help and that they need rescue. They need supplies. They need a lot of different things. So I was reading on one of our Sienna group posts where I live that a lot of people who are starting to come home, if you are in areas like what we are in San Antonio or Austin, or in areas that have more supplies, such as cleaning supplies, duct tape, latex gloves. If you can think of, I wish I had the list in front of me, but I can post it later or someone else can. Some of the things that those areas are out of in supplies, those who are in cities around that have them at their Walmarts or HEB or wherever they're, Walgreens, whatever, bring it in. Now, they're saying that a lot of Houston, and of course even as north as Dallas, that people are a lot of these rescue teams with their boats and everything going in, and so gas is a shortage. Lost connection there for a minute. Gas, and I know that a lot of people in Beaumont, where I'm from, are the water is an issue. We're not able to really get to them right now, but I know my son has access to rescue teams with the Cajun Navy, so his number is posted on my wall. He's basically doing connections with people. Keep on losing connection with you. Stay right here. Basically, he's able to help connect people with rescue teams. So we have a lot of family in Vidor. We have family in Beaumont. We have family in Port Arthur, Port Neches, and it's so heartbreaking to see what is going on. And so those of you who are able to help, then help, by posting links for how to donate. Those who are going back home to check their homes, and they're coming from cities that have evacuated, and we have supplies here. Think about what they need there. They need, there's people that are flooded and they're cleaning their homes. They need latex gloves, they said. They need duct tape. They need anything that you can think of that is probably out of stock over there. Thank you, Missy. I'm not able to read all that, but thank you guys for continuing to post to help those around us, because my videos have been going viral with thousands of views, and so I'm hoping to get this out there and helping others. So I don't want to move around here too much because the signal keeps losing. But anyway, we're very grateful. We're still actually evacuated. We're a mandatory evacuation for a lot of the areas in Missouri City, but we're still waiting to hear about the river or the levee over there cresting. And we're still, there's still possibility for flooding in our area, even though it's sunny and not raining. It gives people a false sense of security sometimes, I think. So, we continue to watch that. We continue to watch the levels to make sure before, and I know some people are going home to check their homes. And again, those who are joining, you think about the supplies that the people are needing over there that are out. They need, there's people that are starting to kind of clean their homes out. I hear that a lot of water is contaminated in a lot of homes, like the sewer is getting mixed. The sewer is starting to get mixed in with some of the water. And so, you think about the sanitation. So like I say, a lot of the stores down in Houston are out of supplies. So as the people who are coming home, like, if you're coming back from cities along the way, stock up. I think when we head home, when we can, we'll stop at a Sam's and, get as many supplies as we can fit in our van. So, Missy, thank you so much for posting a lot of these links for those who need. If those of you who have links on donations, I don't have that handy, but like a lot of people are asking how they can help, with donations to help those who are in need. And there is so much need, and the need is far outweighing the rescue help that we can do quickly. And so amongst all of the things that are happening around the world right now, especially in my hometown, not just Houston where I'm living now, but in my hometown in Southeast Texas, Nederland, Port Neches, Port Arthur, all of those cities, that's where I'm from. That's where I grew up as a little girl. And a lot of people there are needing help. And so we're not able to get through on the highways. I think it's drivetexas.org. drivetexas.org. Missy, maybe you can find that link to people who are trying to find ways and access, but there are many people there that are still needing a lot of rescue. My son, Brandon, my husband are at home. You know, we're not able to get through now. They're only letting specific people, rescue teams go through who have boats. And anyway, my husband and my son have access to the Cajun Army. And so those of you who are still needing rescue, you know, those of you who are far that are not in Houston, the way that you can help is by, you know, monitoring your Facebook, seeing which friends need help. There's no more civilian boat rescue in Port Arthur. Wow. Hi, Jerry. So, I want you to think about some of these people who are over there with no running water. The stores are running out of water. I know that government help is going to be coming, but in the meantime, you know, lots of prayer and lots of, you know, if there's any time that I've been so thankful for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter as now, because many lives are being saved. Many people are hopping on here to help those who are in need. And so, anyway, a lot of you are private messaging and texting to see how we're doing, and we, the Packards, are so very thankful, and you know, our home is still spared. We're still waiting to hear from our group about the river cresting. There's still a chance that, you know, there's still, even though it's sunny and not raining, there's still a chance for overflow. Anyway, amongst all of this devastation, along with it goes grateful. I'm just so grateful. National Guard and Army are taking over. Awesome. It's so good to hear, Jerry. It's so heartbreaking and devastating to see the town. I mean, of course, everybody who was affected by this storm and hurricane, but you know, it's specifically when it hits home, whenever it is your home, and whenever it's somewhere that you are familiar with, like where I grew up, Southeast Texas, Port Arthur. Oh my goodness, it's so heartbreaking. But you know, at the same time, seeing those come together with so much love. I mean, I'm seeing Facebook groups where people whose homes were, you know, spared from the flooding, they're all coming out and saying, hey, you know, I have 4 volunteers, tell me where I need to help, tell me I'm a roofer, let me help. The love and the camaraderie that has come together from, you know, just people who don't even know each other, just helping each other. And it's so beautiful to see amongst all this horrible devastation that's going around. And so I'm thankful for a lot of you on here are posting those links to help those that everything is okay with our home. We're very blessed, but in the midst of it all, you know, we think about the others losing connection, sitting down. All right, well, that's the report for today for now. You know, that's how a lot of you who are asking can help, is to look at the links, you know, help with connecting people with rescue, helping with donations. Like a lot of people on here are posting links that you can help that way. I know it's, you know, as we're all looking in and you know, we feel so helpless, and you know, the very minimal that we can do for those who believe, of course, is to pray. That's one thing. And then the secondly is, you know, to look around and to see. Hi, Teacher Bert. You're in Beaumont. I was thinking about you, and I hope that you're okay. I know it's hard for people to get in and out right now, and we're just praying that the waters are receding and that, you know, water can get in. I heard that Beaumont is getting to where you're not able to get water, even drinking water. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much for your prayers. So, again, you know, as far as the Packard family, our family, my husband is at home overseeing. There's some looting going on now. It's terrible how people, you know, take a horrible, devastating circumstance and doing, you know, crazy things like that. It's just so unnecessary. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing as well as they can be. Those who are weathering out this storm, who are stuck, who are not able to get out. I hope that you are staying strong, and that's what you have to do in situations like this, you know, where it's interesting how, you know, when things like this happen, all we can do is turn to the Lord. And, you know, one more thing before I let you go, we're going to run some errands here, is one thing that I wanted to emphasize is, you know, for those of us who we're lucky and we're spared for things to not be flooded and for things to not happen to our things. I'm not sure what scripture that is, or somewhere where it talks about being slow to remember our God. And, you know, just because, you know, whenever we're in like the dire need of our house, you know, we're having to evacuate, and, you know, closing our door and not knowing what we're going to come home to. And, you know, basically shutting our doors, a lot of us, and having to evacuate and not knowing what we're going to come home to. So one of the things that I want to remind everybody is, once we know, those of us who know that we were spared, like our home wasn't flooded, we don't stop praying just because we're okay. You know, we continue to pray, and we continue to pray for those who are affected. We continue to pray for those who need our help. And I think that that's one thing that's so important, is to not forget once we're okay, you know. Because like what happens is, you know, we get in a situation like when we're evacuating, and, you know, we're throwing everything in a luggage, and we're taking everything that we can take, and we're doing all we can, and we're praying, and we're asking for help. And then once everything starts looking okay, we start thinking, oh, we're okay. And then we forget to pray. And then that's what the Lord and God doesn't want us to do, is just because we're okay that we forget. We forget Him and forget to be thankful and grateful and to pray for all of those around us. So that's one of the things that I wanted to remind us about, is as we are all going through this horrible, horrible devastation in Houston, Corpus Christi, you know, Rockport, Southeast Texas, you know, where I grew up, and seeing these families and these homes, you know, being just everything being lost, is, you know, that we have to continue to be strong, and we have to remember to continue to pray. And so don't just forget the Lord just because you're okay. You know, you have to continue to be grateful, and you have to continue to be thankful for what you have. And so those who ask, like I say, you know, to be, you know, to how to help, there's people in this post that are posting a lot of links. And like I say, you know, if there's one thing, again, I'm going to reiterate, is just because those of you who are far off are not going through this terrible catastrophe, and those who have been spared with their homes and their businesses like I have, where water did not come in but almost did, that doesn't mean that we say, okay, now I don't have to pray anymore, my home's okay. This is where we start reaching out to other people, and we start praying for them, and continue to pray for them, and reach out, and, you know, rescue, and use social media for the good. You know, there's one thing that Facebook has done, is to connect us with other people. My son has been able to help save 12 to 14 people's lives because of Facebook. So this is the time that we don't just get on Facebook to see what other people are doing as far as, you know, where they're traveling or what they're doing. It's the time that we can get on here to connect others who need our help. And so that's what I'm using Facebook for right now, as much as I can, is, you know, to continue to help those in need. So it's one thing whenever you see a hurricane happening, and it's another thing when you are in a catastrophe with people who you know and love and are dear to your heart. I mean, I'm sitting here watching Houston and Corpus Christi and all of these towns that are not being mentioned on TV that are being affected, and Nederland, Texas, where I grew up, Southeast Texas, Vidor, Texas, which is where my husband grew up, and seeing these people plead for help. So it's very, very hard to watch this without getting on here and without having to say something, you know, to help and to plead for your help as far as with prayers and doing all we can. And those who are just coming on can watch this whole video of what, you know, people are asking me to say and to ask for. So we continue to pray for those who are continuing to be affected or who will be affected. You know, we have been very, very blessed, our family, through this whole situation. There's still chances for our house to still be underwater as well, or to get water in. And so in the meantime, as I'm watching my family, a lot of my family members in Vidor and Beaumont, Nederland, Port Arthur, oh my goodness, it's just so heartbreaking. So I hope that this helps people in some way who are affected, and to also let those who are far away kind of update you to know what's going on, because, you know, it's just like as real as it can get. I mean, it's seriously like, you know, we hear about hurricanes that are far away. We hear about hurricanes that are far away, like in Jamaica or, you know, Bahamas or Caribbean, but like this is, you know, it's just, hey Keisha, how you doing? So anyway, I thank you guys for your help and your prayers, and you know, we continue to pray for those who are being affected. So an update, like I say, just from the Packards, and being so grateful and loving the camaraderie and the love that is coming out from all of this, and everybody's help and, you know, concerns. I receive a lot of texts and Facebook messages. Thank you, Keisha. Yes, our family has been so blessed. My immediate family, like who's with me, but I have a lot of family who are out there in their homes, and water all around their house where they can't get out. And you know, we continue to pray for them. They have a lake around their house and no electricity and no running water, and a lot of family on the east side, you know, heading toward Louisiana and all that. So anyway, that's the update for now. We'll continue to update. I know many of you are private messaging me and texting, and sometimes I can't get to telling you how thankful I am for that and for your concerns. And so publicly, I thank you for that, for reaching out. I'm kind of in, you know, helping with the rescues with my son and getting people help as much as I can. In the meantime, we're keeping our family safe. We are here graciously at my sister's house. You know, with these views out here, I'm able to just, we're so thankful to have a place. And I know there's not as many that are as blessed as that. And so we continue to think about them and pray for them. All right, well, that's our report for now, and I hope you guys continue to stay safe. Those who are in this horrible situation, as much as you can, and for those who are not, you can imagine and you know, those who are around you, about what you can do. And there's plenty of links that you can find on how you can help, you know, when you're not here in this storm and this horrible situation. So like I say, it hits home so close to my heart, because it's not just my hometown of where I'm living right now, but it's the hometown of where I grew up, Southeast Texas, and my husband's family, and we have family that's affected and friends that are pleading for help and asking me to get on here, you know, to say that. So anyway, thank you again for being aware and for listening and for your prayers and your continued support. So I will get on here as much as I can to update you as I know things, and take care, especially those who are being affected. We'll talk to you soon.